House wrap manufacturers all agree on this and will tell you do not use staples with our product. And that's pretty fair, as staples will lead to tear in your housing wrap, significant hair leaks, and obviously could let moisture come in. This will explain why you will see a bunch of cap nail guns and tackers out there that you could buy. Well, that's great, but I already did buy this sweet hammer tacker, which was gonna allow me to work by myself and hold the wrap in one hand while tacking it, which I obviously cannot do with cap nails because you need your two hands. So today I will show you how I installed the house wrap by myself, unfortunately breaking a few rules along the way, but make sure to stay till the end, as I will share my top 7 mistakes to avoid, which obviously I had to make so that you won't. So yeah, you're welcome. I am Tristan, aka the DIY Cabin Guy, structural engineer by day and cabin builder in the making on the weekends. Even though I have no prior building experience, I decided I would build a 400 square foot cabin by myself to rent on Airbnb, and I am showing you every step of the way. So let's get back to work. So today is going to be an interesting day. I'm going to try and wrap up the cabin with house wrap. And I mean, if you're by yourself, they said that you should probably cut it in half and work with smaller pieces to make it easier. But I'm lazy and I really want to try and hopefully find a way to make it work with just the full length, which is 9 feet tall. So I don't know, am I being stupid again? We'll find out. Okay, let's see. Why do you put a sticker on it that I can't remove? This is mildly annoying. It's like this. Yeah, because you're supposed to see the nice Lowe's logo so that they can get some free advertisement from your job site. Well, let's just roll some out. What is it? So, it would be helpful to have someone holding it at the bottom so that it's where I need it to be. But obviously I don't have that luxury. Okay, here's the idea. We're gonna try and line it up. I mean, I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm gonna line myself with this, because that's kind of straight. And obviously, I want it to be somehow flush with the bottom. So something like that. So yeah, I know I'm not supposed to use staples, but being by myself, I didn't really have any other choice. But stay till the end and you'll see what I ended up doing to make things a little bit better. So here I was just measuring 16 inches so that I would definitely hit the next stud over. I mean, I've seen people putting cap nails all over the place, but I'm really trying to avoid having nails sticking out on the other side. So I don't know what they do. I mean, unless they use nails that are just like shallower. Yeah, I know, I'm big on safety, but I'm also doing stupid stuff sometimes. This is not bad. That's pretty awesome. So let me show you what I just found. I think we have our first Airbnb guest. What is this? Oh, hello. Hello, little one. Oh, you're nice and fat. What are you doing in my cabin? Where did he go? Where is it? So the game is to know where the studs are. It's mostly 16 inches on center, obviously, but you kind of have to know. I'm gonna measure it from it's 11 from the opening. So, you know, that's how you can make sure that you hit your studs. I mean, if you buy the fancy Tyvek, I think it comes with like pre-marked location of where your studs are. But obviously, I'm always cheap, and I got the cheap stuff, and it doesn't have any marking, so you gotta figure it out on your own. That's okay, it's not that difficult. Actually, I think you should get Tyvek, and I'll go over that in the end on more details when I get to go over the 7 mistakes I made installing house wrap. So that's my stud location. And then typically you want 12 inches, it's the spacing you want to do. I mean, I don't know if that's really that necessary, but that's what the internet told me. All right, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 of those left. Bam. Man, this looks good. Whew. It's just so nice when everything goes according to plan. You know, I always think about things that are gonna play out in my head, and it always seems easy. But there's always a challenge. And so far, this is actually going easier than I thought. But let's be careful. Probably jinxing myself right now just saying that. Okay, so I think we have our first mistake. So you see how I actually flushed it with the bottom, because then I'm gonna just add a little strip here and it's gonna overlap. But it's gonna be problematic because look, I'm already like, this is the top of the window opening and you have to do all sorts of like cut and flaps and stuff. So what I should have done, and what I will probably do on the other side, is you actually need to flush it up with the top. Yeah, I didn't think through that enough. All right, next stud is here. It baffles me how much research I do and I still do basic mistakes. Here I need to not put any staples there above the window opening because I will have to cut the house wrap and actually flap it over. So I will have to remove all those staples because they should not be there. So here's my technique to put it, because obviously the cabin is getting taller, it's going to be more difficult. You just want to unroll it and put it on something to keep it at kind of the same height. So, you know, just using that step ladder. And so now it's more or less flat on the wall that I can go back and attach it as needed. Hey, this doesn't look too bad at all, huh? I mean, this is actually going pretty well. I mean, obviously I hate that I have to go, you know, higher and higher on the ladder to obviously attach this stuff, but I don't have a choice. Yeah, the thunder is here. I think that's it. It's about to go down big time. I mean, the weather says 90% chance, 0.33 inches of water, which was not supposed to happen until 7. So I'm about to get out of here because I think this is about to be a big mess. I don't have a choice, I guess. Oh man. And I forgot, I detached this, so this is so annoying, but so that's the reality of cabin building for you. You know, I have very limited time to work on this cabin, and it's really disappointing when, you know, a massive storm like that rolls in. That wasn't supposed to happen until 6 p.m. So I thought that I was gonna have time to finish all my building wrap. Now the whole cabin's gonna get wet. All the walls are gonna get wet. Can I put building wrap on a wet wall? Probably not. I'm sure you're supposed to like let it dry, but since it's raining every day, how do you want me to get it done? Now I just have to be patient, and I guess I'll go back out when the weather's better, if it's not completely wet. So the next day was actually much better weather, which allowed me to go back to work and hopefully finish what I started. You can see here on this side, I did the other way than when I did on the other side, where I went all the way up, all the way under my soffit, and I'm leaving here this gap. And you see, I haven't attached this yet because obviously, I mean, the most important thing of, you know, water protection and flashing is that you always need to like overlap the layer that is below. Meaning that when I put my next layer here, it has to go below it. If you put it on top of it, then the water could potentially get behind it and it would be terrible. As far as cat nails themselves, I mean, I put them on every stud. So at 16 inches on center, and then usually, I don't know, I just kind of eyeball it here. It looks like it's probably, yeah, I would say like 18 to 20 inches. Around the windows, I spaced them out a little farther away from the window opening because I'm not too sure how the cap nails would interact with the flanges of the window. I saw on the internet, I don't know if it's true, but apparently you can just cut that with a circular saw, because for all my bottom I only need, I think, yeah, I said 15 inches. Yeah, what was it, 15 and a half? I don't know, it's gonna work. Hey. Okay. Nice. So as always, I save the best for last, and I have to do the same thing at this gable end at the triangle up there. I don't know if you remember the episode on the sheathing, but putting sheathing up there was already a nightmare. I'm not looking forward to it because I'm going to be all the way on top of the ladder and I don't like that. But let's hope it's nice and painless. Ooh, that's not a bad cut at all. All right, right here. There's no one holding the ladder here, so you better get it right, because once you're on it, it's too late. So the goal here is to get the bottom part done first. Don't worry, you're not missing any action, it's just me struggling. Okay. Impossible, just do it yourself. So difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. I need like a third handle. Ah, come on. Because the goal is you want to make sure that you're putting it straight somehow. Doing an absolute poor job here. Ooh, oh, it's starting to get hot in here. It's like the worst shoulder workout ever. All right, so you see I got this attached, and you kind of work your way, kind of one at a time. a struggle. What a struggle. So the next step is pretty straightforward. You just got to get that tape that goes with the house wrap, and then we're gonna tape every seam or every overlap that we created. So let's do it. Another mistake I think I made is that you can see I put my cap nails really low to where the two layers meet. And so now I have this awkward situation here, which again might be totally overkill, but I've never done this. So I'm trying to do what I think is best. To me, it's not really great that the tape is halfway on the cap nail, because theoretically if the water gets in, it could get stuck here on the side of the cap nail. So for that reason, either you should get a thicker tape, or what I'm gonna do here is just put another layer on top of it, and just like this. So that now I'm completely covering my cap nail, and if water were to come back down, it would not have any issue. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say that I'm crazy, that this is way overkill, but the OCD side of me could not help it. So I covered most of the staples, especially, I haven't done it on all the walls, but this wall here always get rained on really hard. So yeah, I couldn't help myself, but covering the staples so that first, I won't have any air leaks at the staple, and second, I won't have any moisture water getting in at those locations. So, I mean, honestly, that was what? An extra 35 minutes, and I'll sleep better at night, so why not? Why not do it? That's kind of how I see it. So here are my 7 mistakes to avoid. So number 1, if you have to use staples, try to use as little as possible, and definitely tape them if you can. And if you have someone to help you, then don't use any staples at all and have them hold the wrap for you and only use cap nails. 2, get Tyvek. I think it's better quality. The Lowe's wrap looks like a cheap top. Tyvek seems to be made completely differently, and I mean, if everyone else is using it, then there's probably a reason for it. So number 3, place your cap nails directly at the studs. I mean, I think you'll get a better hold and you won't have 100 spikes on the other side of the wall. And number 4, leave space around your windows. You don't, especially at the top, you don't want to put a bunch of cap nails or staples at the top, because you will need to cut that, into a flap for when you put your windows. Number 5, I would recommend not putting any cap nails on the sides of the windows where the window flanges will be, as it could be kind of awkward to have that extra space, from the cap nail. Number 6 is to do your overlap away from the window. So think ahead when you're going to put your house wrap, and flush it with the top like I did. Secondly, so that you don't have any issues of lap at the windows. That would be much easier. Number 7 is to get wider tape to go over your lap. It will be much better, especially if you have cap nails. You will be able to cover all the area. In my case, I just used 2 layers because my tape wasn't wide enough. So next time we will build the front deck, which you see behind me, and talk about flashing and why it is so important. I mean, I have seen so many houses with serious structural damages because of moisture getting in and raking the wood, all because of poor flashing. So click on this side here to see that next episode and definitely learn about how to do a proper ledger and a proper deck. But if you're new here, well, first of all, welcome, and click on this other side here where I have the playlist, because you'll probably want to start from the beginning, because trust me, it'll make a lot more sense. All right, I'll see you next time for more cabin building.